On to game 2 of the series, Sib almost had it. 50-some victory points away from victory, and then it was just taken from him at the last second by well-executed close air support. And there you have it. Close air support seems to emerge superior, as it tends to. And Sib has chosen to take Oberkommando West here in Game 2 against Luvnest Soviets. So all 4 factions will be seen this series. Luvnest fielding his usual Soviet loadout, guard motor shock rifle, and guard rifle combined arms. And I am almost 100% sure he will pick guard motor, but we'll see. Sib taking Luftwaffe, breakthrough, and scavenge. Volksgrenadiers throw up green cover sandbags here on the victory point. Reinforced wire being laid here by the house.
Assembly complete.
Contact! Enemy infantry!
A couple wire ghosts going down right here, but Sib will simply destroy them. He doesn't finish his own wire there either. Volksgrenadiers jump into this mountain area. Stern Pios hide behind the shrubs. SWS will provide a little bit of vision on what's coming. Conscripts are going to build sandbags right there, and Stern Pios will get into quite close range on those conscripts. I think this is a lost engagement for Luvnest. He's going to try and snipe one of those Stern Pio models, and he will succeed and get out of there with a positive return, actually. Took no manpower bleed and inflicted a little on his opponent. So, pretty okay engagement for Luvnest, I guess, all things considered. Conscripts working on the SWS, that's going to have to get back to base now. I doubt he's rushing AT grenades now. So the SWS should be fine.
Enemy infantry!
Volksgrenadiers jumping into extremely close range on those conscripts will probably lose that engagement. More Volksgrenadiers building a green cover position right there, and Stern Pios are moving on the flank of this conscript squad to try and turn it in Sib's favor. Conscripts will not turn to fire on those Sturms, so they're going to cross the road. And nicely executed flank. We'll see Sib take that engagement. Continues to have general control over the north. Doing okay here in the early game. Volksgrenadiers will encounter a squad of conscripts right there and probably lose the engagement very quickly. These Volksgrenadiers attempting to outnumber this conscript squad should succeed, but that squad has to retreat. There they go. And these Stern Pioneers are moving up for another flank on this squad of conscripts, which they will execute successfully. In fact, those Volksgrenadiers are going to win without Stern Pioneer support, so joke's on me. I thought those Volksgrenadiers would lose that for sure. Possibly a bit of good RNG for Sib right there in that engagement, but the conscripts were already slightly wounded for that fight. This Volksgrenadier squad, although quite wounded, will jump into this building. More Volksgrenadiers have finished building green cover sandbags right there, but should probably lose this engagement against these conscripts anyway. Not sure how many of these models actually have green cover against. All 6 of those models definitely do have green cover. Battle group going up here in Sib's base. What he chooses to purchase from here, I don't know. Maybe infantry support gun could be fun. Ooh, flamethrower catches Sturms at close range and forces a retreat. Fortunately, no crits, and after forcing several retreats with this squad, will finally be forced back off the field himself. Sib has only lost 1 model on them, though, so he's off to a pretty good start with his Stern Pios, and his map control reflects that. He's going to have to get them reinforced and healed, and then throw them back on the field, as they are pretty much, as of right now, his only real anti-infantry damage source, and he has no flak half-track coming either. Probably going to be depending on Jaeger Lights, Fallschirmjäger, or G43s. Some form of call-in infantry. Because the Stern Pios had to retreat, he is losing his fuel point though. Making their way back onto the field now. Volksgrenadiers will be able to defend this cutoff for now, and Luvnest has gone with a 4 conscript 2 combat engineer opening, which is what he usually does when he intends to go tier 2. Volksgrenadiers retreat from an engagement against combat engineers over there on the left. They were already at 2 men, so they can't really win an engagement against anything, combat engineers included. And Luvnest will take control of the fuel right here. No commander selection from either player yet.
This is it. Squad numbers, prepare for action.
Assembly complete.
Enemy flame team! Ready! Contact! Infantry assault! Anti-tank rockets!
Sandbags going up right here. Rakettenwerfer on the field. Stern piles jump into close range on the conscripts right there, doing very well in that engagement. Late retreat from Luvnest, but he does escape. Stern Pioneers will take control of that fuel point.
Incoming fire!
Folks Grenadiers will retreat to safety. Rakettenwerfer on the field to protect against Tier 3, I suspect, from Luvnest, but he has not fielded any form of tech whatsoever. Still no commander selection from him either. Luvnest does have a tendency to go Tier 3 though, so I don't fault Sib for the purchase of this Rakettenwerfer in the least. I just think it was a little early. 6.5 minutes. There wasn't going to be a T-70 on the field yet. He's just floating a little bit of extra manpower, I guess. Stern piles will be forced to retreat from this engagement, falling quite low. And Sib has lost pretty much the entire map. Needs to try and find a way to get back out of his base. Fortunately, no wipes so far for Sib, which is good because you can't generally afford to lose squads at all as over Commando West. Luvnest lost quite a few Grenadier squads in Game 1. Losing Grens, at least once you make it to the mid-game, is okay. It seems like losing squads of infantry as over Commando West is, even if you lose 1 or 2, especially if it's your stern pile, there's a pretty good chance that that's GG, so good job by Sib preserving himself in the most difficult part of the game, which is early game against the Soviets, although things will get dangerous. Well, now there's demo charges on the field. Hopefully Sib will throw a minesweeper out very soon.
Field promotion!
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
There's Luftwaffe chosen, pretty popular commander. I mean, not a very popular faction, honestly, but when the faction does get chosen, Luftwaffe seems to be the go-to commander. I've seen Paul, Jeslin, now Sib. Seems to be, if there is an OKW meta, it seems to involve at least one squad of Fallschirmjäger, and the MG34 is still quite popular. Late retreat on those stern piles, though. They do make a miracle escape, fortunately. Here in the north, Folks Grenadiers seem to be winning against these conscripts, maybe. Never mind, 2 models just got sniped, like, instantly.
Taking effective fire! Ready for deployment!
There go those Folks Grenadiers away from the conscript squad right there. We'll get this fuel point back under control. Sib has succeeded in doing pretty much nothing other than slowing victory point drain here in the middle. Might be able to force a retreat from that squad, but he can't seem to get back his fuel point here, and he can't seem to experience any success in pushing Luvnest out of this general area here in the north, and it looks like demo charges or mines are going to get planted here very soon. Once that happens, it's going to become even more dangerous for Sib to take this area. Reinforce the stern piles fully, but still no minesweeper, unfortunately.
Heavy machine gun group ready for action.
Second MG34 making its way onto the field now, and a T-70 has been fielded. Sib, of course, has prepared for this with 1 Rakettenwerfer. Hasn't found any munitions to spare from mines anywhere, unfortunately, so he's just going to have to manage the threat of that T-70 with his 1 Panzerschreck and Rakettenwerfer as well as he can.
Heavy machine guns are now available.
Mines going down here in the south from this flamethrower squad. There go those Folks Grenadiers. And there is 1 mine as a reaction to the T-70. He's going to throw that down there on the field. Folks Grenadiers taking control of the fuel point right here. Rakettenwerfer is positioned nicely for the T-70. Oh, does not get a second shot off, fortunately. Folks Grenadiers will continue to stall and cover for now. Flamethrower trying to flank the MG34. Grenade toss. Nice grenade. That could be a wipe. Maybe. On red cover, yes, they do get wipes. Nice grenade by Sib. demo charge, or mine going down right there from Luvnest. That's a wipe. Nice demo charge. Sib still has no minesweeper, by the way. I mean, we know Luvnest spams mines and demos everywhere. This is well documented. Should have had a minesweeper by now.
We stand at 300 points.
Even if he did have a minesweeper, it's still very hard to find those things.
Grenadiers are on the line.
So, one wipe on each side. Folks Grenadiers wiped. Flamethrower Pyos wiped. Luvnest will replace his loss. Sib spending all of his manpower on reinforcement for now. Still operating on 3 Folks Grenadiers, 2 MG34s, and his Sturm Pyro squad. He's up to 11 kills, doing okay. That 2, but nothing too amazing, and he still can't seem to get any territory under his control anywhere. And Luvnest has actually not chosen guard motor this game. He's gone shock rifle. Combat engineers will retreat from this engagement, but they do crit 2 Sturm Pyros to death right there. Still no minesweeper upgrade from Sib.
Target secure. Grenadiers operational. Full strength. Crew, prepare for orders.
Folks
Infantry
Grenadiers
attacking.
jump into some green cover to defend this point, and they actually are able to fire on those conscripts from the flank as well. There's Luvnest late game mortar that he likes so much. Starts firing it upon these Sturm Pyros. We'll be able to force those off the field. And there they go. MG34 is positioned in cover here to do what it can. T-70 pushes the Folks Grenadiers away from the north.
Combat promotion received. Flanking attack. Contact. Enemy squad. Go back to combat strength. Ready! Enemy flanking us! Folks Grenadiers back to full strength. Push them back! Back up to full force. Field promotion! Enemy movement! On the flank! Enemy infantry!
Folks Grenadiers move to engage against the mortar right there. These Folks Grenadiers going into close range on that conscript squad. They will be forced to retreat. Kenworth is setting up right here to maybe take shots on that T-70. It doesn't currently have a line, unfortunately, and they could get wiped. There's the retreat from Sib. Kenworth will also retreat. MG34 will protect against overly aggressive infantry, but other than that, nothing really. Incendiary artillery being dropped on that machine gun will force it to reposition slightly, and Luvnest is floating for the IS-2 currently, and I don't think there's going to be a whole lot Sib can do about that IS-2 once it hits the field, and he's bleeding manpower and engagement so badly that he hasn't been able to afford any units beyond this core of 4 Folks Grenadiers, one of which is dead, 2 machine guns, and our Kenworth for every ounce of his manpower from this point forward. Or from that point forward has gone into just reinforcement.
We are at 200 points.
145 fuel in the bank, probably going to go Jagdpanzer to try and fight off that IS-2 when it does arrive. What I think Sib realizes that there is basically nothing he can do to recover this game. He's had no map control anywhere for 14 straight minutes. And will concede. Well played, Luvnest, again, who will take down his 21st challenger.